Checking 1 2. I apologize. I can't do better than this voice wise, but here we go. Another video. There is a sense of urgency, but of course, solar flares, good comments, constructive feedback, but it was never my intention to be, all about trying to get rich or something from these videos. I have a lot of, I think, rich spiritual energy and ideas, and it just seems proper for me to be able to elevate my living situation for the coming years. But it's possible that I am really here just to make this content for free and to be paid back when I pass on. So for those that really don't know, I don't have the same opportunities that other human beings do for a number of reasons. And I have worked many, many years and have a long story. That is what I'll talk about another day. But my book will talk to you about how hard I've worked in my life and the causes and conditions that led to this way of life. A way of life, in fact, in which I would not have my own things. A way of life, in fact, in which I would be dependent on others. And so it creates a challenge. I just saw a heart fly up. Okay, so we must be live. I stopped watching Christopher Green because of our past. And I gave it some time. And so if I go in a certain direction, I comment on someone's page who I haven't talked to in a while, I'm trying to instigate maybe a reconnection to see if they've changed. Because, he's not the only one who prays. He has his own understanding of Christianity. I'm not going to come on the crypto thing deeply, other than to say that it is obvious. And I yell and I scream, but today it's going to be a slow down tempo. I'll make myself very clear. The grid is going down. The grid is going down. The grid is going down. However, I never told you at present that I believe that the permanent grid is going down now, but our grid is. So when I listen to his video, and he took it, what he does is he puts up videos, takes it down, and then puts up a new video. We don't have to entertain the classic CG conspiracy theories. They're all over the web, and we've been down that road. He's not a Baruch person, and I've raised theories myself and have not liked much of his content. However, the truth is, since the first day I saw him, I knew that he had good in him, Jedi, that he had abilities in him, that he was all over the map. We'll leave the criticisms to the criticism. As far as where he is right now, crypto aside, what it's saying about the world right now, where are we in alignment? Pause, recenter. Number one, it's not really Trump running the show. It's the deep state New World Order, whether you like him, hate him. So what I like to say is he's often a hologram. What he and I both talk about, like obsessively. Me and Chris Green, obsessively, talk about some of the same conspiracy theories without watching each other. Pretty sure he doesn't like my content too much. And I don't like a lot of his content. And then there's competition, and there's the fact that his dad, I intuitively guess, helped him with that studio for years. And that he never really was alone. And that he never really was abandoned by his parents. And when I saw him do the reunion thing with his dad, it's kind of funny because I always felt his good dad presence. So I just want people to know that dads are important. And for people that come in this world without dads and with psychopathic dads that want them dead, they can end up on drugs and in jail. I'm not going to attack my mom. My mom did not have it easy marrying a foreigner. So everybody will know my life story, all right, and how it's going to differ from the Chris Green story and the Alex Jones story. Alex Jones's dad is a prominent dentist. So the role of good dads and a guy becoming a successful truther, we can see a pattern here, can we not? Okay, then there's Andrew Tate, his dad, right? Linguist for the government agencies in the UK. I'm not a fan of Andrew Tate, but are there parallels in what we say? But would I like to, punch him to see if, I am as strong as I think that I am, and these people really don't know what I am? Absolutely. Just to see how he and Mike Tyson look once they feel my hands upon impact, but that's no longer here nor there. Ultimately, the power that I've got is a psychological, spiritual fire and power, and Chris Green has it too. which is why I'd like to do MMA with him or box with him. It's like a bro thing. Hey, bro. And I always want to, drink with him, party with him, not necessarily strip club, but loudly debate, argue, and clink beers at a Phoenix bar. It just wasn't our time. And perhaps our own carnalism, we'll leave it at that. What I know about myself, what I think I know about him or his past, we'd be doing some parties, okay? Maybe have some arguments. Fight, probably not so much, but it's possible. Who would scream louder? Depends time of the day and how much we ate. Who would lift more? It just depends, but he's been doing that longer. So there are parallels, but we can be so different, yet so similar. We're very different in the way we look at finances. I believe that we're not all ordained or permitted to become rich on earth. Whereas others, they believe if you're not rich, you don't want to be rich. And so he has a lot of quirky talking points that just sounds like marketing. Absolutely, there's things that have me concerned, and it's not actually official that he even likes me. But I'm being nice, making this video. I'll send it to him to recognize because I criticized him before and said inflammatory things before. And don't totally blame him for getting rid of me when he got broke, when he was broke, when I was running his website. Never met him, but just posting his news. He gave me editorial freedom, and he tested me to see what my attitude was about him. He never told me how to think. He never told me exactly what to post. I mean, he gave me a theme of what he wanted as a businessman. He's like, you're not to post criticism of Trump. You're not. He never once said that. He's like, you grab news, knowing the whole time I could be taking screenshots of anything he's saying, and he's treating me like as if like live. And here's the money, and then no conversation. And then we have, middlemen people working as staff, so he doesn't necessarily have to deal with me, like Donut and whatnot, working behind the scenes. Donut worked for him for many, many years. But there was always that sense of, don't talk to that guy. He might be crazy, or we don't know what he's about, And so I stepped away for a number of years, but saw that when he relocated, that his content and energy got an upgrade, as well as his physical strength. And so while I may not agree with him on everything, he's talking about the end of the human race. He's talking about AI killing us. So do I. He's talking about the alien hybrid thing that I'm running through a bunch of topics without being as eloquent. We both have a similar style of fast speech. He's talking about the day that comes, that they have a plan, a date planned, where they're just going to wipe out money. And it's just going to go darkness. And that's what I see too. There's issues that he doesn't get into and no one gets into that I get into. We don't need to talk about that. He's a family man. As a family man with women around you, it's not necessarily popular to talk about women getting raped, trafficked, and getting literal with what's going to go down when World War III happens. As a single man who's seen his fair share of crazy-ass shit on the internet, I know what the in-game plan is for America. So I compliment some of the amtv model. He's out of America, but many people also question if Hawaii is going to be safe for the Chinese invasion. Next, he also talks at great length about China about to invade Taiwan. Which is happening now as we're in 2025, and there may be an event to either stop Trump from coming into office or to accelerate the war event to get things going so that Biden stays in office or someone else is appointed or Trump is. I've always traditionally seen those conspiracy theories as conspiracy theories, but anything can happen. But whatever is going to happen is remember, and this is what I'm telling you, they are controlling the show. And who wins World War III? Or they will try to. They will try to. Maybe they'll fail. Maybe they want China to win the New World Order. And maybe we're going to win. Revelation. Maybe their agenda will fail. Oh, baby. Maybe we win. You get it? We win, and us winning against what's coming in America, high five, is not the global agenda. Okay? They want to take us over. And they want to rule over us. They don't want us to be free. We're going to be free, and I'm going to play, I'm your general. He says he's the general of the 1776 crypto. Okay, I am the general. I, Alex Ansary, am the general of the Human Trafficking Prevention Program that I will be famous for encouraging and promoting and explaining to people how they can be a part of a human trafficking prevention program by putting military men, since you're into that stuff, with other men on rooftops, and then be trained in advance with the warning signs when the cars come in 3 deep, 4 deep with the blackened windows. And the brothers from downtown, I don't mean here or literal downtown, it's just a phrase that I came up, get out, and there's 3, 4, 5 deep. And like there's things happen in the news where there are women popping up missing. And this is not necessarily the amtv style of media. Again, I resent anyone that may communicate in a way that makes it seem like they think that I'm mentally ill or in it for the money. Let me tell you something else. Somebody's messing with Chris Green for a long time. Lots of people contacting people, pretending to be Chris Green, this type of stuff. And then other things that I'm not going to mention that went on in the private text message. So there's a lot of people that have contacted me pretending to be Chris Green on Facebook. And David Icke also has imposters. And the average person on earth doesn't have the intuition or the common sense to have a spidey sense to go, yeah, this doesn't feel like him. And even he got me. He was borrowing his slogans and he was using the same type of language that Chris Green happens to use. And then Chris Green himself, well, I'm just saying what everybody knows because this is the public way of interacting with Chris Green, does the sale thing for Bitcoin. And so you can go back and forth with him sometimes where he's trying to get someone into the crypto thing, for better or for worse. It's called marketing. It's called being a salesman. Fact of the matter is, it's been around for a number of years, and we cannot say that the dollar will be strong. What I want to say is that it's not supporting the Fed to be skeptical about Bitcoin for a number of years. We here on this world, in this earth, have seen a lot of scams, so it's nothing to be taken personally from him or others. If people like me or others, we don't want to get behind certain predictions because we've heard it all before and we've seen it all before. And with me, I'm not anti-materialistic to the point where I want to be homeless again. I just don't want to get wrapped up in investing my time, money, and energy into something that's going to harm me. And I'm just taking a pause here. I need to work on my health. I have put so much time and energy into my work that it's causing me great stress. I don't know if Chris would be willing to work with me again, but it's on him. What I do want the people to know is that I would like to start working on something outside of just my own projects. And I have the brain to do it and the IQ. Okay. And one of the things that I told the fake Chris that I'll tell the real Chris if he wants to talk is my understanding of the solar flares, and the stock market. The Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta did a study in 2011 on wild decisions. So let's talk about this. When there are bombardments of heavy solar activity, we know how that affects the brain, right? Well, you should on the basics, but you may not know how. But you should know about anxiety, stress, on and on. What's going on the physical level, the hormonal changes, the boost in testosterone, really horny vibes. See, I'm not alone. Just others just don't know how they're affected by it. People make wild decisions regarding stocks, nervousness. There might even be a sense of heightened intuition. That's new. This has never been said from me before ever in this free flow. This is the power of the free flow. An intuitive or a person that's getting a God shot, a person that's being able to see through the veil while others are becoming possessed through increased psychic juju juice. Somebody might be directed to invest in something or buy something that they need that's worth something. Might as well be a braggart and talk to you about God talking to me. Not literally, but it's like an inner God, inner compass that tells me now it's time to go to the market and pick up these walnuts. Discounted down to 99 cents. Okay? How about these hazelnuts? Discounted to 99 cents. I was bragging to my friend. When I grew up in Aurora, a big truck would come by, and an older gentleman, about 75 years old, older white farmer with a John Deere truck would come. A big monster in our orchard trees right there at 22025 Airport Road Northeast 97202. And catch. No, it was just amazing. Just watching, the Matrix, Sentinels, yum, 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 yum. Actually quite scary. And then my mom would have me go out there and grab a bucket. Very miserable doing that. And pick the hazelnut pieces and put them in the bucket. Real boring shit. So I know that she'll get a kick out of this. being that in the city, like this is not, like how much are hazelnuts nuts exactly? I don't know. I think it's just $4.99. Like, but basically there's something that's novel about this. And I see this as something that has earth energy. Earth energy. That when you open this up and you spread it out by the window sill, it has fresh earth energy from whatever land these were grown. All right. So these are the people that have passed that I admire, just so you know. My favorite white woman, Dion Fortune. There she is to save the day. So nobody can go, you're this, you're that. No, I'm against Nazism. And so Chris Green stays out of certain issues that are going to take away from the public support for what he's doing. Going too long on conspiracy theories for some people is going to actually get in the way of a certain amount of prosperity. As far as myself entering the crypto market, I don't know enough about it. I had a Coinbase before, and I want to have a Coinbase, have a little coins to do something with. Really would like to go to Vegas, but I'm not really much of a gambler. I want to start on a project and where I can work my own hours and build up some income. And I'm telling you, a lot of you that haven't done that, I don't have the psychological skills and training to do what some other people do. And some white people, it's not a superiority thing, it's a different brain stem. A lot of white people have a natural business sense. Okay, me and my friend both think that they have a greater IQ on a level that allows them to operate in this world and communicate at a business level, where others with maybe more empathy or emotions might be like seemingly crazy or maybe not driven the same way. Okay, I'm not driven. I'm not driven like he is with coins and this, that, and the other, because that's not my path. But I would like to know if the Island Project is legit, but I cannot confirm nor deny any testimonials. So this is something that I'm going to want to ascertain and quantify with facts and evidence and documentation if I was to get behind it and support it. Of course, Hawaii, what's going to happen to Hawaii when it all, goes down, and there's been fires there. But we have to look realistically at what could be coming. The American mainland, he talks about the relocation to freedom states around the time of COVID. He complimented Texas, I noted, although they don't always have the best freedom. And then other places sometimes have more freedom in blue states that are also seen, because they're blue states, as the worst. It's not always the way some people think. You know what I mean? Sometimes some places that are blue states are crappy on one level, but they may have an enjoyable energy because of something else. This crime wave that you're seeing right now, okay, is something that is kind of across the board. It isn't just in certain areas, okay? It's an energy. And so just blaming it on politics and DA is only one slice of the larger whole. Let's see. How long have we been live? We've been at this 18 minutes. All right. Let's go ahead. Okay, so he's talking about 2025 being the year. I'm paraphrasing without any notes. Okay, and I've been noting 2025 for a while. So how he came upon this and came to decide that, I don't know how much of what I told him he paid attention to. I'm assuming he ignored a lot of my posts. But I told him for years, it's 2025. Before it was 2025, I was telling Chris, it's 2025. Here's the article. Here's the link. Here's me interviewing the psychic guy about the Chinese-Russian invasion. And then my whole agenda and wanting my fantasy with AMTV is we need to wake the world up so we can protect our women, protect our land, defeat the Chinese. Through all the Coloradoans will play in this. So I see myself in a way as a general of sorts, but very much underground and never being able to really know the results of my work, how many people that I've helped, how many lives I'm going to save, and how many lives I've saved already. Okay, because I already have saved some lives. I already have influenced some former cops from LA to go off grid in Idaho. I don't know all the good that I've done, and I won't until I'm dead. And when I'm dead, and when you and I sit there before God and we're around the real cosmic plasma screens, all of our behaviors, all the drugs we took, if there's any women or men in our life, if we hurt them or kids, that'll be up for review. And we will be asked what we did and not done. And whether we're honest or not, seems to me we're going to be quizzed by the Father also. Were you a liar? Now, when you were told that this was the case, that Russia was maybe not a good guy or this, that, and the other, did you consider the repercussions of looking away from this truth? Or were you an ego? Or were you an agent? And we're not talking about him in general. Just there are a lot of people out there in the conspiracy movement in America that at times forgot to be Americans. And so we'll leave the old rants and leave it at that, okay? I'm not buying the narrative that there's really a good guy who's going to bring us a good world order. And when I listen to the current Chris Green, I see an update from old language that it mostly is just a call to action for the Island Project. But we don't have to knock him if we don't agree with him on everything, okay? There's plenty of good content that he's putting out regarding the future of the human species. And so what if somebody doesn't like it because it makes them feel bad, because it sounds like the apocalypse? I mean, our world has been ending in many ways already, okay? As far as predictions that are going true and that not, I've never met him and maybe never will talk to him again. And maybe he is a whatever. Cannot confirm nor deny, but will be said is this. And again, my voice is sore. And as promised, we'll now listen to the video. I just talk and talk and talk. He is responsible. Chris Green, you are responsible for what happened to me, motherfucker. You are responsible. You are responsible.
Gentlemen, boys.
Answer for yourself. You're responsible, bro, for helping me get out of homelessness. Gosh darn you, bro. Everybody should hate you, Chris Green. How dare you help Alex Ansary with $500 a week? What an asshole. Say, here, bro, here's my website. Here's the keys. Don't scratch the car. Park it when you're done. These are the articles I want from you. I'm not going to tell you the type of articles. Just this is the genre, though. You see what I'm talking about? Whatever. I got to go. Bye. Cool emoji. I'm so cool. Probably not even him. Probably a bot. Whatever. Money. That money. Can I get some likes and laughter? That money. When you're homeless, man, on one end, there's the ego because I felt like his bitch. And then another guy, won't say his acronym anymore, would call him my boss to make me feel small, short, and brown. Your boss says this. He would just to lay that. He's your authority figure, to kind of rub my nose like I'm a dog and shit. And I'm like, why are you calling him my boss? He's not my boss. Just because he loved the fact that you can call me an underling. It made him, the MMA guy from California, feel good and stuff. Well, he wasn't my boss. He gave me money, got a donation to help him out. He was never my boss. He never talked to me. And so it was actually very awkward. You can even say that I felt used. Now, many people would say, you weren't used. You're meant to. But a lot of people hated this dude and still do. And even aspects of his appearance is off. But he never abused me. He never talked shit to me. And when I said critical things about Chris Green, okay, I just figured he didn't want to feud, but he didn't retaliate. And so when I uploaded Fourth Horse Rising, I showed him, why Trump strike Syria? And then the interview that he did with me where I predicted Trump, but he deleted it, I was bent on it because I felt suppressed. Well, I'm telling you, some time has passed. And he's a Bible believer. He believes in God. He may have a specific view, and this is what it is. It wasn't necessarily him being an agent of anything. If he looked at that interview and felt the call from God, pull that shit down. It doesn't have to be a call from the government guys or him doing something wrong. It could be Chris Green going, this is not necessarily the best mode of action for me. He's talking about, Afghanistan, them killing the Russians in Afghanistan, and yet we're talking about this, he's talking about that. This is not really going to work. But he didn't fire me, and that was the end of it. So then I uploaded the interview to my channel to brag about it, but nobody really cared. But I was very, 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 very proud of going on his show and having that live discussion. And I hope one day, if I ever do talk to him, to see if that video still exists, because it's part of, the series of me predicting things before it happens. And so everything that I said was correct in that interview. And since Trump is still in the situation, he may be still used and to take the blame. All I was merely saying is it's not like we're not out of the woods yet. Okay. He may be involved in this or used for this, but it was never. He is the mastermind. He is the source. He is the beginning, end all, alpha and omega of all this evil. Never, ever went down that route. I made it about encouraging people to not worship random people. That's a difference. Now he's not doing that. He's not going, Trump is so innocent. He's my best buddy. I'm going to go film him, blah, blah, blah. So the energy of his old videos, it's like night and day. And he may not want to talk to me because I'm too honest. But since I've already made a few videos, we might as well put him on the glass. Boom, shakalaka. There's many, many parallels in our speaking style and energy. Okay, so I can see us getting along. I don't know about changing the world together. I don't know what the fate of Hawaii is, but I'm just going to say it right now. I want to visit that place so bad. So bad, so bad. And I would be willing to work for free for a business if it would help me out in some sort of vacation situation in some way. I want to give back to society and be spending all my time, full time, on my own content. And this shithole of a reality is hurting me. All right? It's hurting me. And when I go and I travel, you know what my intentions are? You think it's women? Huh? You think it's alcohol? Huh? You think it's this? You think of that? You think it's pot? It's writing a damn book. It's interviewing famous people. It's going to special landmarks and going here and going there and, you know, like, so let's go ahead and start this. I'm going to go at random.
Gentlemen, boys and girls.
I don't want to hear about crypto. I want to go to the news. Sorry. I already
standard. Fiat currencies will keep collapsing. Bank runs will hit the United States and the westernized world. All of it's over. And then Trump or whatever president's in there, maybe even Trump doesn't get in, they're going to have to reset into the new currencies they've designed. It'll be blockchain backed, fiat digital. It'll be hyperinflationary, tracked, surveilled, and it'll be
Okay, how long was it muted?
a very orderly and sequential rollout to the American people. By that time, Bitcoin will have completely destabilized and overtaken the market cap of every single Fortune 100 company in the world, and will have completely circumvented, I think, at some point, even gold. Your politicians in the United States, by the way, are even talking about getting rid of gold certificates, trading them in. I mean, we have no idea how much gold. I like gold. I own gold, but gold is real money. It's going much, much higher. But the point is, we don't even know if they have.
I need you to tell me when there's no audio. Thank you.
Have the gold at Fort Knox.
If the audio is echoing in a bad way, say also there's an echo. And that's caused when the mic is open, when the desktop's playing. And that can be circumvented with headphones, but I don't really do the Bluetooth.
So they're going to trade the fake, the
But most people will be doing a Bluetooth to avert echo.
bull crap. We don't even know if it represents actual physical assets of the gold. I mean, this is why Island Project's so cool. Like, you can visit your own.
All right.
And so
I want to know if the Island Project is legit. Once I see some testimonials, understand what I'm dealing with, because I'm a genius on a level, but I got to learn how to ride the bike first. Then I come back and go, this is how it works. So don't think that I'm going to jump into crypto and learn what it is and not have some opinions. And I started to feel also some intuitive pushes earlier in the year, around 2020, earlier in the decade, where silver would go, and use the pendulum. Actually, I used the pendulum to try to determine where it would go. And I was getting positive hits, actually, in case you're curious, on the questions that I was asking it regarding, will silver be at a certain amount by a certain date? Asking about basketball games, Bitcoin, things of that nature. And so I always suspected that 2025 would be a rally point. What would be the word? Bull run for a long, long time. And 2025, again, has been a focus of government agencies for war game drills, exercises, flash mob exercises. Various different things have been cited in Rand Corporation documents since at least the 2000s. Okay, and now they're telling us July 2025 on average is about going to be the peak of the solar cycle. Doesn't mean that maybe something specific is going to happen in around the July. It's at a peak. We're already in solar maximum now. All right. Again, which is why these horrible world changing events are taking place at lightning speed. Let's finish this.
And very obvious, easy to see a long time ago. We all knew. I mean, we all know America's trashed. We all know it's one giant rig job Wall Street scam. I mean, I've been warning about that for years. So it's very easy to predict Bitcoin's rise. It was very easy to understand that Warren Buffett's either.
All right.
And now it's not being banned. It's just the new hegemony of the entire. It's just incredible how wrong people are. Ethereum's trading at 30.
Chris, send me a copy of your book. You said you have a book, right?
700. Very undervalued.
Written by AI, right?
And if we compare Ethereum to Bitcoin.
All right.
Now, during the collapse. So I just want you to understand this. People always said, Chris, you're crazy, telling people to prep, telling people about.
I was wondering, how many times has he been called crazy or schizophrenic for talking at a faster rate than people can keep up with, or manic or whatever? I'm just curious.
Nuclear fallout shelters and bunkers and getting food and water, all things that I've stressed and helped you with. I mean,
the fact that I could talk to a Chris Green and be a nobody is not a small accomplishment. Meet Alex Jones, interview Alex Jones, David Icke. These aren't things to look down on me for having some abilities. I'm just not a big money guy who lived a troubled life, who has brain damage, who's not all there, yet very brilliant, yet not all there. In other words, you can even treat me like I'm deaf and dumb and mentally handicapped. So instead of abuse me and hurt me when I tell you that I actually have biological issues and I'm mixed race and I'm predisposed to certain issues and my mom's family is nuttier than hell, have some compassion for why I never became a businessman and why I'm all over the place. Have some compassion for me being brilliant.
Covered every base of.
Look, as Chris Green, like me, gives you the wave of energy frequency.
Westernized world. They all have large yachts and helicopters.
Green wave.
And they will all be moving out.
Qigong. Okay, he's probably gonna be like, what the fuck, bro? Bro, you need to watch my boxing videos and get some gloves. And get your kids ready. No, get ready, get prepped. Get ready. QACDC. Get ready, Chris Green.
With the U.S. military, I'm sure, because, Trump and all of them are in bed now.
Green lasers in Hawaii. Green lasers in Hawaii.
Collapse. So I just want you to understand this. People always said, Chris, you're crazy.
They're totally going to invade Hawaii. Fuck.
People to prep, telling people about nuclear fallout shelters and bunkers and getting food and water, all things that I've stressed and helped you with. I mean, I've covered every base of preparation. See, I'm the best in the world. Not only have I given, sold, recommended, urged you food, water, health, wellness, success, I've also made you rich. How many preppers out there have made you rich? Think about that. How many preppers out there doing their videos every day actually make you money? None.
Okay, all right.
Most of their videos are just in their car. They're like, I think a nuke is going to go off tomorrow.
Yeah, I saw one. Oh man, I saw one lady. I'm like, oh my god, I should stream this. She was literally in her car saying it's going to happen in the next 24 hours. They're going to do it to stop Trump. They're going to do it just because there was a few people in D.C. that they were going to do like a new January 6th.
It's going to be terrible. It's like, okay, what do we do? Well, you get some food and water.
They're responding to the solar flares. I told you, get catastrophobia. Chris, read my book, bro.
Well, then what? Like, again, play offense. Peter Thiel, Sam Altman are playing massive offense. They own real estate all over the world. They own yachts, helicopters, jets,
The guy that was imposturing him was using all this CG language. Like, bro, if you're not serious about changing your life, then I'm done talking to you. Call us now at the office if you're serious. They were totally like, I don't know what the fuck.
planes, huge staff. They don't even need any workers. Now they're building robots to be their slaves. And so they'll fully control autonomously through data and all that kind of stuff, the robots. These will be armed to the teeth.
Okay, here we go. We're an hour into it. Here we go. The end of the world via the robots. Just make sure we're still live here. He typically knows exactly when it's going to go down that rant. And here we go.
Then them.
I'm talking about us being spied on through the devices and the phones. And then I told you my own predictions. We're going to have drones later to stop rape. The woman will hit a button either on her phone. Or I'm thinking like some sort of a jacket. So you're like hit the button like a Back to the Future jacket. And then a drone gets dispatched to like zap the guy. But really, it's about capturing the women later. So I take it to a level that he does not, because maybe he doesn't see it that way, or he knows that's inevitable, but going that direction is going to be bad for business. And it may be true that I'm bad for my own business, and that I say things that are too far for people that just aren't deep enough.
It's like Sam Altman exposed himself, and we've heard these people say they would trade hundreds of, look this up yourself, they'll trade millions of people's lives just to save themselves. So again, your endorsement of these people like they're God is only leading to your detriment. There is.
Now, I know multiple people that knew me back in Hawaii, and they're all white, and none of them like me. I want to reconnect with Chris, but the other people that are there, Hawaii hasn't struck me as the most spiritual place from what I've seen. There's also a video from Portland Andy where he went to the Big Island and was treated a certain way for filming the crystals. He was being treated like a suspect. And I don't particularly like Portland Andy nor his politics. He looks extremely handicapped. He's very dirty looking. It's one of that type of demeanors. But very, very popular, and popular with the Alex Jones crowd. Right? We would know why. That's why. That type of demeanor. No IQ, no intelligence, no reporting. Just live streaming, Antifa, and basically doing nothing, but just basically being, a surveillance tool on the ground. But he went to Hawaii, and they were calling the manager on him, asking him to leave because he was filming the crystals. Okay? And so, I want to be in Hawaii for a spiritual healing. Okay? There's so many gazillion things that can change my life forever in Hawaii. You have no idea. From the food, which I love Hawaiian food. I love the Japanese. I love the martial arts. I love everything. Like just thinking about it. You know what I mean? So yeah, no one knows what they are talking about if they're hallucinating voice to skull technology, or because of it, that I don't want to work. I have been abused many, many times. And in this case, I never got a chance to be promoted to be able to do amtv videos, which was my dream, to finally be something more than a popper, to finally not be ignored for predicting 2025 as far back as 2012. I don't know if Chris Green on record, on video, saying 2025, but I am. And he should know that. And he does. So bro, this is not a confrontation, but Mark Passio, we did a video on him. He said, you haven't done shit in your life if you Google yourself and you don't see this, that, and the other. They can change things to say you're dead on Google if you leave the internet, which is what they did to me. Hey, Chris Green, when I left the internet, you typed in my name, it said obituary. The fuck? Leading some mentally ill psychopathic ex-girlfriends to listen to that, not even girlfriends, but a woman that I stayed with, and display her mental illness, and then be toyed with other people in the comments saying, oh yeah, he's dead, expect the worst. from people who you don't even know. So you people that talk to random people in the comment sections are lower than average IQ, and you need professional help. You cannot trust. These are not your friends. Random comment section people with disinformation, okay, are not your friends, and they're easily possessed. And so you are being told by me, your commander, in the resistance to the human trafficking program in the post-Chinese invasion. Well, he is commander of the Bitcoin revolution of 1776. We have our different commander positions where we are the only one or dude of dudes on a particular topic. So I am the dude of dudes, with no one else but me in a planet of 8 billion. And you are the dude or woman of dudes for your fingerprint. Now, whether you not you have a unique prophecy or a unique thing that you're warning about and unique states, that's on you. But don't think that when I say I'm the dude of dudes for 1 out of 8 billion, that I'm saying that I am alone. I am not alone. Okay. There's no one that I know of in my audience, though, that even shows any signs or energy of 144,000 as far as content creation. Like, not even like 1% of the energy or amount needed would qualify. No way. But wannabes and aspiring and wanting to do the right thing, that's different. Okay. Now, I think that I want to make my own Chosen One series videos with the music, with the graphics, if I had time and energy, with the same type of authoritarian voice, taking my face out of it, voice of spirit type of thing, Chosen Ones. This is your task, and do it from a non-AI script perspective and say the truth. You are being chosen to rise above the military industrial complex. You are being chosen to rise above the system and speak intuitively from spirit. I'll watch more Chosen videos. They're the good life coaching, but it needs to be more direct. You are going to realize those people should not have been murdered. You are going to realize that these things shouldn't have happened. You are going to realize that you should be free. You are going to realize that this is not a real economic system. And I even reached out to the guy Thrive and said, I'd like to talk to you, but I don't get a good vibe from you because of the people around you. And, it seems like you're not really looking for solutions, but an opportunist. This is my name, and I'm the guy you need to talk to. Because I told you I want to write a 1,000-page book.
There's only one God.
Play out. I'm going to write a 1,000-page book. Listen, you think I'm fucking with you? Listen, boy. Listen, boy. Listen, boy. And this is the type of shit that I've got to get to Chris Green's house for his library, so he can brag when the world ends and go, did not really know him that well, but I knew that dude. All right. So that guy had a lot of info on CG. I could just send CG my book. Okay. So my Facebook posts that are down, right, from my past Facebook posts, you need to tell me when the audio needs to be boosted also, if it's not loud enough. All right. You need to be like audio up, talk as much as you can. Like if there's like, bro, we're just not. My former Facebook posts are in a file, a folder, the whole data. And there's a lot of predictions of the future from like late night, like smoking and drinking and being online and talking and doing podcasts. There's years and years of lonely screaming in the dark of the night about my conditions in Portland, Oregon. Drug experimentation, going to strip clubs. There's just a lot of shit I talked about. So that's one section. The predictions book would be a section of all my major predictions in one spot, so it's there on paper. Reforming society is not something that conspiracy theorists even try to do. How would you demand that the public educational school system be set up? What type of classes would you teach if there was a school system and weren't bombed yet? What type of classes would you remove? These types of things. What type of parenting should be examined? Things like that. Re-evaluating the mental health system and then getting rid of certain drugs, adding others, legalizing Molly, marijuana at the federal level, other things. So there are alternatives, creating special treatment centers or safe centers for men and women that are experiencing the effects of the solar flares. So they're in special areas in which there's magnetic shielding from the solar storms. Again, I'm a genius. But people that don't know what I'm talking about, they'll think that I need to be locked up on meds, MK Ultra. The book on the paranormal, how the paranormal works through trolls in the comment sections to hurt our spirit, how people mishear what we're saying, how people fuck with us. You've given me new insight to the new mind control, some of you that are showing signs of archonic interference, But I was able to figure this out with the help of W and his obsession with me. And now he's got clean of that thing, so it claims, with the grace that probably influenced his obsession on me and other things. He validated me that I was right the whole time about what's going on. So you need to flush yourself from that voice to skull if you're mishearing my intentions. And many of you don't know that if you're even complaining or even suspecting any gang stalking TI symptoms is actually a symptom of a much larger alien infection of your mind, which is why Eli Ritchie doesn't comment on my work anymore, because he's infected by that alien infection. There are no gang stalkers. It's an alien program. Yeah, I know. Yeah. They're stalkers is what there are. They're stalkers that are stalkers and killers and murderers. That's what my show's about, guys. It's my neighbors. It's them trying to get Shaq nuts. There's countless videos from black women telling people what's in your mind, right? But real stalking is you need to write the right verbiage. If you have actual stalkers, then you know that. There's countless gang stalking videos where people are filming innocent people in the market, blaming people that are just buying groceries. That's an illness, man, caused by demons. It's not schizophrenia. The life story is also part of the book, and that will be like 300 pages. And the new Solar blog will talk about some of the lesser known ways in which we're affected by the sun. Okay? And then another book will just simply be talking about the archons or the demons. I've said enough. This video has gone on for long enough. You can go ahead and check out the rest of the content at Chris Green's channel. I have not watched his channel for 2 years. He's never been an influence on mine, but this completes the thought. I respected him as somewhat of a self-made man with probably a helpful father behind the scenes. And while I'm not a fan of Donald Trump, I consider myself to be someone that, if he was for real, could give him all the knowledge that he needs to save America if there was any help for us. Till next time, I'm Ansary, reminding you that perhaps the ultimate truth and place of power still lies within. Did you get all that?